Hello, my friends. How's everyone doing? Happy Friday. I'm feeling very Christmas festive today. Look at that. Say hi in chat. Today, I'm still working on migrating that Flask web app into a FastAPI version of it. Um, Hopefully, we managed to finish most of the things that needs to be done today. But before I continue migrating things over, one thing I want to do is actually refactor a little bit of the code that I already have done, because I figure out a few ways to do things in a better way, I would say. So I guess I did a few things that kind of made sense at the time, but then I was exploring things on the internet, on the interwebs, around how to do certain things in FastAPI, and I figure out that a few things that I've been doing, I want to say wrong. It works, okay? So if it works, it cannot be wrong, can it? Can it really be wrong if it works? I don't know. But my idea is that um, there are better ways to do the things that I may have done before. So I went to work on that a little bit, um, and maybe everything will be fine. Hopefully everything will be fine. Uh, so how's everyone doing? How is your Friday going? Anyone ready for the end of the year? I just realized that today is my last scheduled live stream for the year, because the Christmas theme going on over there. You never know what things are gonna happen. But anyways, my idea is, I don't know about y'all, but next week I start my end of year break on Thursday, officially on Wednesday, once my workday is over. So hopefully by then everything will be fine. I had delivered everything I need to do, and I can go on a break. Finally, winter break, end of year break, to rest up a little bit and come back next year recharged. But until then, we still work, right? So one of the things that I was working on this week was actually on this migration piece from Flask to FastAPI to this repo, and I actually published a blog post yesterday on things that I learned with this migration, because I realized it's not as straightforward as I thought it was going to be. And I guess other developers might have had the same issue happen with them if they were using Flask and want to migrate over to FastAPI. So yeah, here I am trying to figure out my way through these things. And so let's do a little bit of refactoring on the code that I already got, and make sure it works and it looks pretty and it is Pythonic and all of those good stuff. What else? I guess that's it. That's mainly it. That's my plan for today. I want to do like a kind of a slow Friday situation today. I have a few things that I need to figure out on this Flask FastAPI migration stuff, and hopefully by the end of today's live stream, we have a better looking, better implemented piece of software. Let's say like this. I just realized I was lying down because I was just posting to social networks, that we are live, so people can join in case they missed the notification from Twitch. But let's dive into code, shall we? It's time, right? Let's see. What do I have here? Okay, so here I have the FastAPI simple application I was working on last week, and I'm still going to work on it. Before I actually jump into code, you have no idea how hard it was to put this thing over my headphones with my full of volume here, but I managed. So yay! If I can do that, I can do anything else, right? I'm feeling really good about this. So let's dive into code. I want to refactor a little bit of these things and figure out what's going on here. Speaking of the blog post, I probably should grab that link and put that in here somewhere. Yep. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm going to find my browser and open a few things. I'm also closing a few things that I just realized I don't have closed and I should have, you know, turn off my notifications as well for good measure. Just to avoid any notifications showing up when they shouldn't. Especially because when I do these streams, I share my whole desktop, and I don't want the work stuff showing up when they shouldn't be, you know. But anyways, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's figure this out. What was I going to do again? Browser. I remembered. I have a bunch of. I was going to close all of my tabs and I forgot about it. So never mind me. I'm closing a few tabs here and I'll be in a few seconds. I'll go back to the code and show you all of the code that I'm working on. Give me a second, y'all. Close tabs. Yes, close tabs. Maybe I can close all the other ones. Yes, I can do that. Close all the tabs. Yes, I'll pin this one. I'm gonna need this one. I'll pin this one. I can close this one as well. And pin and close and pin and also close this one. Oh, great. Yes, I have everything ready. I want to say it. Let's see. Applications. Blah, blah, blah. Yep. Okay. Yes, I guess that's it. Okay. Blog post. That was the thing that I was doing. Not this one. This one. Yep. Copy. Can I paste today? Yes. I still cannot use my command V pasting though on this chat. Weird. Okay, let's do some code. So, after figuring out a bunch of things last live stream that we know we struggled with, as I did, because I thought converting from Flask to FastAPI would be a matter of a one-to-one conversion, especially if you're using Jinja for your front end and your templates and whatnot. But turns out it wasn't. So I wrote this blog post. I finished writing it and reviewing it and published it yesterday. So I wrote this blog post with all of the things that I learned from like template word, the filters for Jinja, the static folder mounting for FastAPI that Flask doesn't need to be done. What else? The thing about the URL for in the templates that for Flask you use file name, and for FastAPI you do use path instead to name like what is the whatever the static file you want to do, how to manage sessions and how to grab sessions. Flask has an object for sessions. FastAPI, the sessions come from the request object. Also how to use Blueprint on Flask and APIRouter on FastAPI, because even though they serve kind of the same purpose to organize your code in a more modular setup, some people still don't know that like these things exist or how they work and how what is different. So I put that in as well. And also this one was a big one for me, like how to use URL for the endpoints, because I guess I was doing it the wrong way. Not the wrong way, I did a way that worked, but like that is a better way to do it. So I figured that out over the week off camera, and what I'm going to do now is apply this whole new knowledge that I have and refactor the code that I already got going. So if you want to check out the blog post, here's the link. I just realized that I pasted the link into the chat message thing, but I did not publish, send in the message, which is kind of funny to notice. Anyways, let's go. go back to code. Okay, so this is my web application. It's already running on my local host, port 8000. So if I go back to my browser, can I do this? Yes, I can. So as you can see, there is nothing here yet. So it's just a blank page. Well, blank in the sense that it doesn't have any content, and I want to improve on this. So this is one of the things that we are going to figure out. But at the same time, if I log in, I'm already logged in. I have my session open. So if I log in, and you can see the information here from my ID token and that burner that I had, which I also need to fix here, the QR code thing that is missing. But things are working, and I can, do everything that I need to do. This one is not working. If I click on this, it's going to give out a eternal server error because I don't have the endpoint that generates the badge yet, but I'm going to figure that out as so. I don't know if it's today or next year, sometime, I feel like this thing's going to fall. Let's hope that it doesn't fall through the live stream. I hope it stays there for most of the live stream. Fingers crossed. I'm rooting for you. Anyways, so let's go back to the code. So everything is supposed to be pretty simple, or as simple as it can be. So this base HTML is like the thing that we use as a basis. That's where we import like our style sheets and our scripting, JavaScript functions and whatnot. I also have this little piece, which is the code snippet. I just realized that you might not need to do this with a macro. You might be able to do that without a macro. But I'm not going to change the macro situation right now. I'm going to leave it as is, especially because this code snippet we only use for the JSON thing. And I know if I pass along the filters, everything should be fine. Speaking of filters, we probably need to fix that one as well. So I created the filter in here, which is still the filter. And where is it? Where is my profile endpoint? Here. So one thing that I was doing was passing along the filter over there, and I don't remember. Yes, I did this part. So this part is good. So this works still. But since I have the filter, do I really need to pass along the formatted thing here? Because this is basically doing exactly what I want to do with my filter. So I want to change that. And this part here corresponds to this decoded ID token here. So all I need to do is use the filter to change this content here. So I'm going to figure out how to do that now. Because I did the same kind of thing and by the way, I did a Flask sample application and a FastAPI sample application, posted both of them on a repo on GitHub. Let's see if I can open that. Oh, did I not? Yeah, I did. Yes. Okay. Oops. Sorry. So this is the Flask one, and this is the FastAPI one. And I did do the filters thing. So it's not in here. Is in configuration file. And the filter part comes into the templates part. And then within the template that I use the filter with, or in, whatever, here, I passed along the things like this. So that's one of the reasons why I think we might not need to use a macro. So I was thinking, do we really need to use a macro? I'm not sure. So one of the homeworks that I need to do right now is actually figure out Ishinja macros, because I realized that I have not read about it before. I know they exist. I used them before, but I don't remember much of how they work, if that makes any sense. So I need to figure out specifically how they work so that I can, delete stuff and not break anything in between. Test, macro. I guess it's probably not the best way to try to find it. Macro. Change of function macros. Always return the template. Macro. Okay, here, macros. Found it. In case anyone wants the link as well, this is it. Let's see. Macros. Macros are comparable with functions we have built programming languages. They're useful to put often used idioms into reusable functions and not repeat yourself. Okay, great. I like that. So how does this work? A macro can then be called in the namespace. So input, and you pass username. Oh, I see. Okay. Password, and type password. And then you can do input type filter. Fine. The macro was defined in a different template. You have to import it first. Okay, makes sense. What else? Inside macros, you have access to 3 special variables: var args, kw args, and color. Macro also expose some of the internal details. The following attributes are available on a macro object. The name of the macro arguments, blah blah blah. If a macro starts with the underscore, it's not exported and can't be imported. That's not our case. We need to import the macro. Due to how scopes work in Jinja, a macro is a child template. Does not override a macro in a parent template. Okay. Following we ought to put layout, not child. Okay. Kind of makes sense. Alright. So we might use macro, but you might do it in a little bit of a different way. Maybe. Filters, blah, blah. Okay. Also, since developers resources guides, it's this one. Since this was this was a template from a thing from a guide that we did on the Developer Center resources, in case you want to check it out. Oh my god, I cannot paste. There. Finally. I don't remember if we covered the macro within this guide though. Let's see. Macro. Yes, it's there. Hinder navigation tab is conditionally. Only authenticated users are allowed to have access. So path, label, and macro. And so tab is going to be the name of the thing. Okay. What is the other macro name? Oh, it's only that one? Okay. So now we are using macro for what again? I have such a short memory span. What is it? Navbar? Nope. Not this one. Not this one. Not this one. Not this one either. Oh my god, I have so many tabs open. Jeez. Code snippet. There you are. And here. So the code snippet macro. Oh, code is going to be the variable. We are going to pass along. Title is going to be like the name of the person. All right. And then formatted user info. And then I call the code snippet on the profile page. Somewhere in here. I'm expecting. Where is it? I'm expecting that's what we're going to do. Code snippet here. Decoded ID token, that's the title that we see, and the code is going to be user info. So if I'm already using user info as the code, do I need the other information, the formatted one? No, I'm pretty sure we don't. I don't think we need this one. Just double checking. Let's search for it. Yes, it's only being used here in all of my project. Oh dear. Okay, we can remove this one. It is an overkill. We can save it. So my Flask, oh my god, no, my FastAPI server just reran. Let's see if we broke anything. Let's go back to our Google Chrome, and where is my, okay, here's my sample application. Refresh more than one time. Yes, so we're not using that one, so we don't need it. Good. So refactored one down. We should probably commit this already. I'm going to do it later. I can do all the changes and then commit piece by piece. All right, so one down, a few others to go. So the filter thing already working. I don't need, I'm using the macro because I can then use this ID token in another page if I want to. I didn't necessarily need to do that, but all right, it's fine. Okay, what else? Oh, I remember. So one thing that I was using was for the auth module inside of my views, which I really don't like this name views. I think it should be named routes, and then I'm probably going to rearrange this in a little bit. I was using, okay, so actually I made this change and I committed already, but I was using the URL for in a different way. So I wasn't using this, I was using something else. I was concatenating the whole, what is the name? The whole path by myself, and I didn't need that, so I just changed that. So I did that, oh, I did that this week. Oh my god, I had forgot that I had done that. Actually, this was one of the things that I was like, oh, I figured out now. Finally. Actually, it was from a, what is the name? A issue on GitHub on FastAPI. Somebody had a similar problem and didn't know how to do it, and so I found that, and then I was like, okay, I can do that as well. So that was done. What else? Nope. Config. This is the configuration part. Oh yeah, I wanted to change this. I think this is also like way too much. Okay, let's change this part. Yep, I'm going to change this part. So one thing I did on my other applications that I released the blog post as an example was, I don't like when my files that contain my environment variables are called .env. I know that is a library called .env for Python. Python.env. This library here that we like might be using, I don't remember anymore. So basically, this thing reads a .env file, right? And FastAPI has kind of a support for reading .env files, but I personally don't like that very much because, and here's a very personal thing, my Python virtual environments are all called .env, and I have automations, for example, for activating an environment. And so whenever I need a file that has the configuration environment, the environment variables that I need, I call it .config instead of .env. But this is a very personal thing. So I'm going to do that change because it is bugging me that I have to activate an environment that isn't called env and not .env, and that means that I have to write source env. I could just automate my own thing to account for the different name, but I'm feeling lazy about it. So I'm going to do a way bigger job and reading the config file. But also there is a reason why is our Flask authentication guide also uses .config. So I want to make the FastAPI one also similar and use the similar structure for reading the configuration file. So for example, I have a config file that looks like this, and the way that I read it, this is way too small, I think. No, this is better. It's way too big, but like I prefer bigger font size instead of a smaller one. Instead of looking like this, where we have like the auth0 environment variables that you might need, like client ID, client secret domain, and whatnot. For example, right now I'm not using all this for anything, but it's still there. In case you're going to configure another API that you might need to have access to, you're going to use that audience. And the web app, which is like the secret key for Flask, that means the secret key for the application to run. And for FastAPI, that is usually for, I guess, the cookies, I want to say. I need to double check on that one. Anyways, so I use that .config once I populated it and created my version of it that is not a .example one. And I read it over from the configuration file .py that I have. And I basically use config parser and read .config. Another reason why to do this is one less dependency that I need to maintain, check for vulnerabilities and everything else. Because config parser is part of the Python standard library. I can show you this. Python, if I can type, it would be nice. Config parser. So config parser is like the configuration file parser, and that is like also JSON for you to read in JSON. And the way that I like it more, if I feel it's more familiar to me, and like, you know, it's one less thing that I need to take care. And what if I like publish this within like the auth0 organization on GitHub, there are a few steps that we need to take care of, like running Sneak and fix any vulnerability issues that show up on Sneak. By the way, Sneak, if I think it's .io. Yes. If you want to dive into the non-vulnerability world for your applications, Sneak is very good. I use for most of my, oh dear lord, I don't want all of that, I just want this part. And Sneak is really good for picking up on vulnerabilities and trying to figure out how they work. Oh, by the way, I can do this now. So Sneak is really good. I recommend it. By the way, every Friday around 12:30, there is a live stream from a developer that works at Sneak called Clarkio. Can I do a shout out? I do. I might try to do that. And his starts like, I think is midday or noonish EST, Eastern Standard Time. So that one's really good. And we always run that tool on top of our Python projects, any projects that we release under the auth0 organization. Also, if you want to check out config parser. And so shout out to Sneak for helping developers having a better security within the applications and spotting vulnerabilities early. And the config parser for the ones that might want to do the same kind of thing, you know, reading a configuration file, you have that one ready for you. So yeah, so let's change that part. Let's change the config and do a load configuration like this. Where else this one is the one that I want. Oh, not now. And I want to change this thing from pydetic to loading. So I'm going to create a .config here. Can I duplicate without looking at the content of this one? I don't know. Okay, give me a second. just to make sure that I don't show any secret. I should actually change this animation to something like, oh, typing secret stuff when I'm like grabbing like a password, or showing, or I don't want to show part of like, you know, my secret and client IDs and whatnot. Yeah, if I create a copy, it's going to show everything. Thank God I remembered of changing the scene of OBS before. Oof. This was a close one, close call. Okay, so I created my config file. It is there. I closed it so nobody can see it. This is good. Progress. Okay, now I can show the code again. Where is here? Okay, now I'm back. So I'm going to minimize these things. So here's my config file. It has the configuration for my application already, and I just created, what is this config.py though? Inside of auth? Yeah, okay. But since I might have configurations that are not necessarily related to Auth0, I want to put a config.py here somewhere. And I'm going to import config parser and save. And what else? Okay, let's copy this again. And I'm going to load the config, blah, blah, blah. And then in here, in the config, I'm going to import that. I'm also going to comment all of these things right now because I don't need it. And from config, import config, where I can import my configuration from this file here. I have this variable. I feel I had mixed feelings about this variable being called this, but you know, this works. So let's see, and config. So the way that is different here is right now I used to have this thing where I was like this class here, which I don't like and I'm going to remove. And so I'm going to comment this one out, and so that I don't have to like change the code much, I'm going to pass along the Auth0 create a variable with the new config variable that I already have. So the way config parser works is that's environment variables that I have here. Oh, I just realized I need to change it as well. Give me a second. Those environment variables were going to look something like this, and then I can have Auth0 here, and I don't need the prepend. See, there is also this thing here. For example, this is not Auth0 doesn't care about this. So these are all Auth0 things, and then I can have my web app one, and I can have the app domain, and I can also have something like secret key. Equals like a secret key that I can generate with like something keygen on your terminal. So the way that is going to work is like this. It's going to be a dictionary. So a dictionary of dictionaries. So this one is going to be one of the main keys, and the value is going to be a dictionary with all of these things as keys, and each value that I put in here, like for example, my super secret, would be a value of this other key. So in that way, it's easy to access because you can just use normal dictionary access for Python. And I'm going to show you in just a second what that looks like by right here. So like config, the variable that I have that loaded from the config parser in the config file, I prefer to access them like this. I can do Auth0 first, which is like the main bigger, like I would say division of variables. And then after that, I can access whichever one I want. But to make my life a little bit easier, I'm going to just create like this one, which is APIRouter's underline config, and then we have all the APIRouter configs underneath it. And then I can change this to a dictionary access of that value that I want. I'm pretty sure that if I do like something like this might work, but I would have to capitalize it nonetheless. And since I'm doing like already dictionary access like this, I'm probably want to do the same thing for the other ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my dictionary, keys, square brackets, and then I'm going to type client ID in capital letters, and same thing for here, which is going to be client, if I can type would be nice, secret. And then at the end here I also have a domain, so I'm going to also do domain. Guess that's it. Let's see. I've been talking a lot, so if you were there, you were listening to this live stream, say hi in chat. I would love to say hi to you, you know, make sure that you are here, see how it's going, how are your plans for the weekend. You know, this is a Friday, you might be planning on studying, you might be planning to chill out. I'm planning to chill out, you know, play video games, cozy ones and puzzle adventure ones, over the whole weekend. That's what I'm going to do, like all of the weekends from now until next year. Sorry, I know this is not a funny joke, but for me it's too funny. So this will probably work. The only thing is, I guess one thing that we might need to do is actually fix my config file, but I'm not going to show you how to do that because I have secret keys and whatnot there, and I don't want you to see them. So again, let's go on a break, and I'm going to still be talking to you. So now is a great time to say hi, chat, because I can read chat, change my configuration things, and blah blah blah. And so yeah, Friday is Friday. I'm so happy that it's Friday. And like one of my plans for this weekend is probably do some exercising, you know, go for a walk if the weather is nice. I can control that, but you know, I can dream about it. And then after that, play, you know, a lot of video games. I've been playing a lot of Cozy Grove, which is very cute, very cozy. You know, you just have to help like the little bears, and you grab a few things that are, you know, lying around in your little island and whatnot. So it's very fun. I like it. And the other one I'm playing is, which is puzzle adventure, is Hello Kitty Adventure Island, from what is the name? App Store on my iPhone and my iPad. It's super fun. I'm loving it. I thought it was going to be really crappy, to be honest, but it was not, which is very surprising, to be honest. Because I thought, like, I'm going to download since it's free for me. I pay for Apple Arcade, and then I realized, well, it is not that bad, actually. Really fun. I really like it. Okay. I guess I saved my environment variables. Yes. Oh. Okay, so let's go back to the code. I'm hoping this doesn't break my code so much. I guess that is a place that I need to change, but I need to figure that out later. Okay, code here. Now I'm going to save this. This is going to, yeah, as I probably expected. See here in the middleware. Let's go to that part. The main. Yes, main. Where's my middleware? Is it here? Yes, it is here. So alt0 config, which I imported from the alt config part. So I can reuse that, and then I can change this to, see here, this is the session secret that I was talking about, the FastAPI uses. Session secret. Let's see, let's stop and reload this. Oh, I didn't save. Save. Okay, so it stopped complaining. That's a good sign. Since it stopped complaining. That's a very good sign. Let's see. Okay. I guess one thing that we can do is log out and log in back again and see if the middleware doesn't break midway. Where's my vacation? There it is. Hello. Hi. Log out. Ooh, see? Break. Section proxy object has no attribute domain. Section middleware. Where? Oh, no. What? Where is this coming from again? Views. Which ones? Off. Line 32. Oh, here. Duh. Where is my 32? Here. This one. Okay. Oh dear Lord. Maybe I should do like this. Auth 0 underline config dot. Yep. Okay. So this one, which is that empty variable that I'm using, audience, still going to be empty. This one, which is going to be the domain. So domain. And the last one, which is client ID. Client ID. Save it. Hopefully this will stop breaking. Okay, the thing loaded, which is a good sign. Let's log in. And then my email and my password. I'm going to copy that from my password manager. Make it easier for you to read. I should probably change this as well. Okay, looks good. Looks good. Things are working. That's a good sign. Always a good sign. I get really excited when things are working. Yes. Okay, and then log out again. Let's log out. Yes. Logging out is so fast. I always get impressed on how fast it is. So fast. Impressive. Okay, let's go there again, just because I want to have things logged in for the next changes. And email. Copy my password once more from my password manager. If you don't use a password manager, you should try using one. It's really good. And it's better for you. Okay, good. So that's working. Awesome. I'm going to erase this. And I think I have my allergies going on this week as well. I feel my nose scratching. Scratchy. I'm also going to rename this because it's bugging me that it's called views, not routes. And okay. So that window that I clicked OK over there, it was my Python thing saying to me that I'm going to refactor things for you. Yes, but I don't have autosave to my files, so I need to save it. That's why it broke there. And now we go back to working again. Good. Oh, I don't need this anymore. Isn't that good? Great. So one thing that I want to do is actually move all of these things and this part out from here, because I want to make this friendlier. I'm also going to move all of these endpoints into the APIRouter way. So when you have bigger FastAPI applications, and that's the thing that I learned and worked on learning from last week to this week, you're probably going to be using some sort of modular structure. So here we already have that sort of structure where you have the module for everything off and that basically encapsulates everything that we do, like log in, log out, and call back endpoints. We might have other ones, for grabbing access tokens and making things like that work. So this is one thing. So this is where we use like APIRouter, right? So if you were coming from Flask and you want to do FastAPI, in Flask, the similar thing to this is a blueprint. So you might have looked into having bigger applications in Flask. That would be a blueprint. So they function the same way. You instantiate the class of that object, in this case APIRouter, then you define your routes from the APIRouter. It functions similarly to the FastAPI app. It has a similar structure, but it's a little bit different in a few things. But anyways, this is how you would do it. So one thing that I'm going to do is actually move most of my logic into a web app module. And so I want to move the profile, the home endpoint, and then create more endpoints from there within that router web app. So that's my plan. Hope that makes sense. And then I'm going to call it a web app. I'm going to put here my Dunder init so that Python can pick up on this folder, and also create my routes.py. And I'm going to copy my main applications here from here to here. But you see it's going to complain to me. I'm going to do it the ugly way first. So from FastAPI, I'm going to import the router. If I could type, it'd be nice. Router, and then I'm going to do app equals APIRouter, because I want to reuse these things. Also, I just realized that I have templates in that main file, so I'm also going to move that somewhere else so that I can import that. But I'm going to do that in a little second. So I also need the request object, so I can continue forwarding people over to wherever I need to forward them. You also need to import this part, one thing at a time. So let's see. So request, I'm going to save this. I'm going to make this work first, and then I'll make it pretty. Isn't that better? I think it is. Also, let me see a quick fix for this. Okay, thank you. And a quick fix for this one. Awesome. So I have all of my imports here. That's good. This one is missing. So I think this is parts from FastAPI. Let me double check. Depends. Where is depends? Here, yes, from FastAPI. And protected endpoint I imported from my auth dependencies that I'm already using. So if you use Auth0 and Flask before, you probably created a decorators called like requires auth. That's the name that we gave it on our quick starts. That decorator serves the function of validating the access token for like the endpoint. And checking if you have like permissions to actually see that endpoint and perform the actions that endpoint performs. Here we implemented FastAPI like the way that normally people would do it is by using a dependency and passing along to the endpoint. So I'm going to copy this over to my, not config, which one? Routes. Here. And since this is mine, auth. Save this one. So I guess stop complaining, which is a good sign. I'm going to comment everything out from the other one and see if it still works. Because I just moved from one place to the other. It should work kind of the same way. Oh, also, I cannot forget to do this one. And that's where we face into the first problem. So I'm going to copy this here. I'm going to comment this out, and I'm going to do web app router, even though I don't have a web app router yet. Bear with me. So I'm going to comment the templates because they are being used somewhere else. I'm also going to comment the endpoints because they are routes now from that other thing. And I don't remember if I need the middleware here, but I guess like this doesn't impact there. So I'm going to also comment the imports that I don't need. This one, and this one. I'm going to end comment and import FastAPI from here. Just sanity checks, you know, make sure that things are working as I expected them to, especially since I don't have any testing implemented on this application yet, or any tools that I could test it out, make sure that they are responding the way they should. Maybe I'll have that someday. Let's see. My session should carry over because it's maintained within the browser storage. Oof, I broke something. What did I break? Oh yes, I did break something. The problem is, when you use a router, you have to register the router with your application, right? Because otherwise, how will FastAPI know that those endpoints exist within the router? No way. So I haven't registered that yet. So let's do that. Let's import that from web app. From web app, import app as web app. I'm rooting that this will not break my code because I'm trying to rename as import. Fingers crossed. Okay, it broke. Cannot import the name app as web app. Oh, because also routes. Okay. Woohoo! It works! Yes! Ah, yay! That gives me a good pause so that I can, you know, drink a little bit of my thing here. Chocolate. Oh, hi! Good question. Good question. I don't know how many years of experience I have. I have no idea. So Christian just asked, hello Jazz, how many years of experience do you have? I'm learning Flask. Do you mean development? Do you mean coding? So I started coding back in 2011. That's when I got into college. And so I learned a bunch of programming languages when I went to college. And what I did was, like, I learned C, C++, Java. I didn't learn JavaScript, by the way, which is kind of funny. PHP, blah, blah, blah. But I actually started working with Python and Python web frameworks a few years after that, like 4 years maybe after starting coding for real. Yes. So as a Python developer, I don't know, maybe I wouldn't say 6 years. Like, you know, my first internship with development, I want to say it was back in 2013, 14 something. Oh my god, I don't know how to count, right? So 2011, we are in 2023, almost over 2023. That means maybe 12 years since I started programming, coding. And then I got an internship maybe 2 years or 3 years after that. So yeah, maybe 10 years coding Python stuff. Oh my god. Hi, Clarkio. Nice to see ya. I know you're live streaming in a little bit. Okay, so for those that were here in the beginning of the stream, Clarkio is the person that I was talking about that works at Sneak, and I gave a shout out to Sneak, by the way. Hi, Clarkio. Nice to see ya. Thank you for stopping by. I'm very excited for streaming. I want to keep it up and do it even more next year, like, you know, more days of the week. Yes. So actually at Auth0 we do use Sneak. I don't know if you knew that, Claudio, or not, but we do use Sneak for checking like for vulnerabilities in our code before releasing like code samples to the public and whatnot, and we try to fix those as much as possible. Maybe I should stop the code for a second here. Let me go back to this. So yeah, we like Sneak a lot. So Christian asked a question again. Can you share the name of your VS Code, please? My VS Code? What do you mean? My VS Code team? Is that what you mean? Yes, the team. I have no idea, to be honest. As you can probably tell, I don't pay much attention to the color team I have on file. Let's see, the one that I'm using right now. Which one? Oh, so I'm using Lime Modern, default Lime Modern, which I guess is one that comes with VS Code. Let me change back to the coding part. So, Command P, theme. Oh no, wrong thing. Theme. Color theme. Yeah, this one. I'm using like this standard one from, not the standard one because I guess the standard one would be this one, but this one. I don't change my. I guess this one would be. Oh yeah, this is the one that like has the blue on the bottom. I don't like that blue there. It calls too much attention to my eyes. So. And so I prefer this one, which is like less of attention grabbing in the end. Yeah, I probably should have like a prettier one. I would say. I don't know. But I've been using light themes for like a long time now, especially since as a person that has hard time seeing things from afar. After I started giving talks and I always sit in the back of the classroom for most of the talks that I watch. I noticed that it's hard to read if you have a dark theme and not enough contrast, and if the font size is not big enough, especially for the people in the back and that have problems seeing like me. So yes, I switched to light mode, and I haven't switched back in forever to anything that I do. Which is sometimes people looking like, light mode, but I kind of like it. It's better for my eyes. What can you do? Anyways, yes. So going back to the code. So you were learning Flask. That's good. How's that going? Tell me. I'm curious. Why did you choose Flask as well? I'm curious about that one. And what are you doing with Flask? Are you doing only APIs? Are you doing web applications? What's the deal there? Let me know. I'm very curious about other people and what they are building. And if you can share, that's fine. Totally fine. Also, let me know that. Sometimes we work on projects we cannot share with the rest of the people. Anyways, so now I have the web app thing. It is, I'm going to refactor this one because I don't like doing this because I think it's me being lazy, right? So let's fix that one. Let's change, no, not this one, this other one. Change app to web app. Web app router. And let's fix. Oh, no, I don't want to import it. I just want to refactor it. Okay. It should have picked up on that, right? Oh, dear Lord. Anyways, once I save this, it's probably going to break my thing. Yep. Like I expected it to. Good. I still know what is going on there. And now I can just remove this part and save it, and it's going to work again. Oh, good. Goody. It works. Very happy about that one. So I'm hoping that if I go through all the process and logging in, logging out, and checking profile again, everything will still work. Yep. Profile. Let's log out. And if I go to profile, it really lets me to log in. Okay. Alright, let's log in. Where is my password? Over there. Password manager, copy password, thank you. And password, continue. And there we go. Things are working. That's good. That's a good sign. Awesome. Oh, another thing that I did today, I have a tendency of forgetting on what time is. Like I have time blindness unless I have a clock right on my face. So I put, like, I updated my computer, my work computer to Sonoma, uh, macOS Sonoma. And now I can put like stickers, like widgets, and now I have a widget that has a clock in it. So I can look to the side and see my clock, and I know what time is it. And I can see now that for me is 11:06, which basically means there's almost time for me to start getting hungry, which kind of makes sense because I'm feeling very hungry and thinking about lunch. So that's a good sign, isn't it? Okay, good. Now that all of these things are commented, I actually can take it out because I know they are working, and I can just remove it. So one thing that I also like to do is to do all of these things here on a separate file, because I think it looks cleaner. You have less things blocking your face, especially if your application is going to be bigger, because then you're going to start having even more code once the time passes. So it's probably a good. I'm going to remove this comment. I'm going to be back on. I'm going to change it though to an actual comment instead of a dot string. So one of the things that I like to do is put things into, like, separate things as much as possible so that I can have things a little bit more organized. Okay, let's see. Another message from Christian. What's up? So I have experience as a front-end developer. My friend started in the software development world, and he picked up Python as his first programming language. Good. I appreciate that. That's a good idea. So I want to help him on his learning path. So basically, I started learning Python because of him. Oh, that's so nice. English is not my first native language. Oh, good thing is mine either. I'm actually Brazilian, so my first language is my mother tongue is Portuguese. But I understood completely what you said. Though that's really nice of you to actually start learning a language to help a friend that is also learning. So that's really nice. By the way, I probably can recommend you a book if you are into books and want to study from a book. That is a really good one for somebody that already develops and is going through the process of learning. I don't know what your native language is, but the Portuguese version of it, it is available for free. Well, it's being translated still, but it's available for free. Fluent Python. So Fluent Python I consider Fluent Python to be like the Python Bible, I would say. The second edition just came out, and from Luciano Ramalho, which is a dear friend. I don't know if you're ever going to say this, Luciano, but I love your work. Big fan. And Luciano Ramalho did this Fluent Python. It's great for people that already develop and want to learn more about Python. I'm not leaving. Chill. And I do recommend that if books are your thing. Paste and share. Oh, thanks. Christian just said that I speak English very well, and that he needs more practice on speaking. Oh, that's a fact. So I was privileged enough in my childhood that I started learning English from a pretty young age. My parents said everybody needed to learn a second language, and we could choose in between Spanish and English. From the little that I knew from Spanish, which was not a lot, I always got confused in between Spanish and Portuguese because some words are very similar, but I didn't. So I decided to go to English because it was very different from Portuguese, and my brain understood that better, I guess, or didn't have as many problems as I had with Spanish. So yes, I learned from a very young age. That's one of the reasons why my English is so good. The other reason is because I practice a lot, and that is no other way to get better without practicing. So yeah, practice. Find somebody to speak English to, or start reading things aloud. If you can read English, one of my suggestions for you is to start reading things aloud. Do that as an exercise, and your brain and your muscles around your mouth, we're going to get used to the idea of pronunciation and pronouncing things in a better way. So yes, I think Portuguese, Italian, Spanish are very similar. Yes, they are all very similar. Although I started learning a little bit of Italian recently, maybe 2 years ago actually. I didn't continue learning it, but it was different enough from Portuguese that I didn't feel much of a problem, but similar enough that I could understand a few words even though I never seen them before. I speak Spanish. Oh, muy bueno. Sorry, that's all the Spanish that I know. Is sí, pero no mucho, and desayuno, because you know breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and I like eating. So yes, priorities. That's good to know. I have a lot of friends that speak Spanish and are from Spanish-speaking countries, which is good. It's a shame that I don't know more Spanish. Actually, I should probably invest in that a little bit. But since I'm living in Canada now, I'm trying to learn a little bit French. So yes, that's my focus, so that I can communicate with half the country, I would say. Anyways, going back to the code, a lot of side tech. I only know the word obrigado. Oh yes, that's thank you for those that don't know Portuguese. Obrigado or obrigada if you are a girl. Thank you. Okay, code. So yes, I want to move these things, not this part because this part makes sense, but I want to move these things that I consider configuration of my application into a separate file. And so I'm going to do what I did earlier for the config file. I'm going to move these things into the config and then import my application from there. So I'm going to also create another function here. And by the way, I don't know if this is the best practice, I would say, but I've seen people do it this way before, so that's what I'm sticking with. So create my app, and then I want to return my app, and here I'm going to do app is a FastAPI instance from my FastAPI class, and I need to import this so it stops complaining. Thank you very much. I'm also going to mount my static folder. So for people that are doing Flask in the crowd, Flask by default will find the static file for you, and you don't have to mount anything. But FastAPI doesn't do it that way. You have to do a little bit of a configuration to tell where to find the static files. And this is just moving the things around from that other main.py file that I had into here, because I think this is part of a configuration of my application and don't necessarily needs to be my main file right there. So one thing I'm going to do right now is confirm that this is the import, because I don't remember anymore. Not this one. Main. Yes, this one. What is the static? Yes, that's the import. So I can comment this out. This one is also going to move over there. And I'm also going to add that comment here, just because, you know, I have a tiny little brain that doesn't remember much. I'm also going to import this session middleware, and for some reason there is no quick solutions. Okay, so I'm going to comment this out and copy over the parts that I need. Okay, and let's see, this one I already have, this one I need, this one I didn't have, so I need that one now. I'm going to save this. Oh, something broke. What? Oh yes, I know. Sure. I'm going to comment all of these too. Cannot import name auto config from patch. Oh, I know why. Okay, so here, instead of doing this, I'm going to do config, and I'm going to do auth0 to avoid the circular import situation. And stop this import. And I'm going to import config from config directly. Let's see. Can I import name config? Oh, it's from here. Duh. Never mind. I forgot that I was doing that on the config file. Oh, dear Lord. Okay, I got it. I got it now. And because I want to import this app from here, I could do two things. I could either import the create app function and load that into and use that into my main py file, or I could just do app equals create app from here and then import the app instead. What do y'all prefer? What do y'all think is more clear as a thing? I like to do this, so I probably could do create app instead. And not this one, this one. Oh my god. Excuse me. But I feel that I should do this instead. You know, to follow the same approach for everything. I'm thinking. Okay. That's a tough decision. I hadn't thought about this before. I just did that like I did like this for the applications that I did on my blog post. And if you don't know which blog post I'm talking about, it's this one. I'm going to also drop that in chat again, just in case. Because it felt natural to me to do it this way, since I'm already doing that for the config, and then I can load the config from any other file. Yeah, I guess I'm going to do the same way. Yeah. So actually, I don't need this. I can do, and I don't need this. I can do from web app config, I guess. Yep. From the configuration, no, from the config file, import app. And that should be it. Let's save. Let's see if our application blows up. Very optimistic right now. It didn't blow up. Oh, good. Goody. Oof. And just to be, you know, safe, let's log out. Oh, of course. I click log out and I'm already on home and it's not happening. Anyways, okay. So if I click on profile and I'm logged in, it's going to direct me to log in. If I click login, I can log in again. So what is my password manager here? Copy password, continue, paste password. And there we go. I'm very happy about this one. It worked. Great, I can remove these comments now. See, this is much cleaner. I still don't like. I don't know if this is the best way to import stuff. I don't remember anymore which one I should do. Like which formatting I should follow. I need to probably install Flake A and run it over this app and see my imports. Usually I tend to be kind of good at figuring out the order of my imports, but right now I don't feel so confident. Yeah. Side note to myself. I'm going to put a to-do here. Order of imports. I'm going to do that later. I don't need to do that right now. Focus. I'm focused. So one thing that I want to do is actually clean up these things that I did before And I don't need any more. Okay, that's one down. Which more to go? Oh, here. This is the other one that I want to clean up. So I want to also move that one into the configuration for my application, because I'm going to need the templates, and I might need the templates from somewhere else other than the place that it is right now. So I'm going to do another method, another function, to be honest, because it's not a class, so it's not a method. Another function that creates the templates. And I should probably document these things too. And this is going to return templates. Nope. This one. And then I'm going to do templates equals create templates. And I just realized that I put an S here that shouldn't be there. Okay, better. And now I can do this. Hide indentation first. Hide indentation. And I'm going to comment this out. I'm going to copy these things here and move it over to where was I? Here. I don't need this one. I just need the other one. Okay. So FastAPI, Starlet, this moves up. FastAPI templating. ST after S. And there we go. I'm going to save this one. Nothing breaks. Good. And I'm also going to import that from there. From config, import, and I want the templates to use into my endpoints over here. Look at that. And now all of this template configuration can go kaput. No more template configuration. Please don't break. Please don't break. It didn't break. Yoo-hoo! Victory! This is going to be a productive live stream. Look at that. And we still had conversations about, life in general. That's good. So refactoring done. I have 6 more planned minutes for this live stream today. I wanna try not to go over too bad. Let's see how that goes. I'm going to, I probably should do this part because I'm tired of looking at empty page. So I'm going to copy this one and adjust my home template web app. So my routes, this is part of the routes, the home endpoint routes. Yes. Features, and one thing that I'm going to do here is do features. So what I'm doing here right now is creating a way to pass along a variable to my template so that can be used over the template. So right now I'm not using anything, so the home endpoint is not going to change. Oh geez, no. Where is my endpoint? Here. So refreshing, nothing happens, right? But my plan is to have something similar like this. Let's see if I can run this other one so I can show you. And Flask. Run. Oh, wrong part. 4040. Because I'm already using the other one. Localhost 4040. So I want to have like a page like this one. Where I have like the Auth0 features, because this simple application I use at sponsored booths that I go to in Python events, and so I can show people, oh, this is how Auth0 works. Do you want to see how it goes? And then I can walk them through the login and also what is happening under the hood, so that they can know what is going on. So what I want to do is show up this to like these 4 little boxes here with some of the Auth0 features, right? So we have support like identity providers like Google, Facebook, usually for social login, and any other OAuth 2 you can use. We have multi-factor authentication, MFA, for people that know it. So, to send an SMS, voice, email, anything like that. Attack protection, this is really important if you want to protect your users from bots and hackers. One of the ways that people can try to gain access to your systems is by brute forcing their way through figuring out a user's password, especially for the ones that don't use password managers and have weak passwords. So this is a really good one. And you can also do like capture and everything like that. And we have serverless extensibility, also known as Auth0 actions, which I particularly love, even though it is JavaScript. I'm not very fond of JavaScript, as a few people that already watch my live streams might know. I don't know. JavaScript, I don't know enough about JavaScript to hate it or to love it, but like the little that I know, I find it very confusing. I'm trying to work on that, okay? My next year's resolution, I guess, work on my JavaScript skills. But anyways, so I want to show this type of information within the demo, because what I noticed was people want to walk to the demo, like to the booth, and see what the product looks like, especially if they don't know it or haven't seen it before. Or they never heard that it worked with whatever stack they use. So having this kind of information easy is important. The way that we do it that way in Flask is we put here this feature list of dictionaries, which is like the title of the feature and the description, like where to take them, and each one of those cards is a link that you can be redirected over like to the Auth0 documentation for each of these things. And so let's do the same thing for FastAPI. So I copied the features because the text is not going to change. Right now I'm not doing anything with it. But I know my home profile will include this feature.html, which I have here, but I don't have that there yet. So I'm going to copy this over. Start by copying this over and create a feature.html. And so as I'm passing to my home endpoint, my home HTML page, a variable, I can use like Jinja, which for those that might use Liquid is kind of the same vibes. So the feature and the part of the dictionary that I want to access for that particular place on my content. So everything is under a href, so that we can click on the banner and be taken to a documentation. It has like icon for each thing and a title and a description. So this I can save. It's not going to change anything on my app anyways. And now my home, I want to include this in my home. What is it? My home template? I don't have it. Oh, it's a okay. Got it. So my home template is actually called index right now. I'm probably going to change that, yes, to home. And I'm going to rename this to home as well, just to make it a little bit easier on me, on my head. It's still not going to show anything. So this is the FastAPI one. It's still not showing anything, right? So I want to change that, because I haven't did anything like this. So I'm also going to copy the home template that I have for Flask. What is it? I'm going to copy this one. Blog content. I already hold I don't have this hero banner yet, so I'm going to do that later. I'm going to remove this one for now. And I'm going to include, and I think I don't need that dot there. Let's see. And if I remember correctly, everything that is a JavaScript or CSS I already copied over. I copied over to my static files. And I think I have everything that I need, so hopefully everything will show up pretty if I refresh the page. But to force my server, I can either stop it or change a Python file. I could also reload it. It should reload everything for me. Oh, look at that. It's already showing up. But still missing the banner. Still missing this banner, like hello, instead of hello Flask saying hello Fast API. But one thing at a time. But you know, already shows like this. Oh, look at that. It's almost done. I'm so proud. Awesome. Level 31, my time. Should we do the banner? I think the banner is going to be easy as well. Let's do the banner. Let's try to do the banner. It's going to be easy. Famous last words. Let's fingers crossed. The banner is going to be easy. I'm hopeful. So one thing I'm going to do is go back to that clue there, and I'm going to create a hero banner HTML file, and I'm going to copy over the hero banner. Oh dear lord, there's a lot of HTML. Let me see. I need to change this part. Okay, I already know that one. I need to change this part. All right, let's do it. Hero banner. The image comes from the Alt0 CDN. So which image is that one? Oh, this is the Flask logo. So I need to upload the Alt0 FastAPI logo to the CDN. Oh my god. That's what happens when I try to speak too fast and my brain is not like following along. Anyways, because I don't want to show a Flask one. So for the meantime, let's be sneaky. Flask, no, FastAPI .sebastian.com. Is that a way I can grab just this round one? There probably is somewhere away. This thing, what is this? Okay, look at that. It's a Y logo. It should work, right? I'm going to copy this HTML. And I know, I apologize, the font is very small, but like I was just inspecting the page and copying this link here, which is the SVG logo from FastAPI. The ouch changes to FastAPI logo. Hello Fast, no, FastAPI. Demonstrate the education flow for FastAPI web apps using Alt0. This link is not going to work because I still don't have a FastAPI one, but it's going to work eventually. So for now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy my own blog post. Just so that we can have a button that works and takes you to somewhere that is not a 404, okay? Don't judge me. I can feel the judgment from here. FastAPI. Check out the FastAPI code sample, which we know is not the real code sample yet, but it's going to be. This is what I'm building, like this code sample that is going to have a guide within the Developer Center, Alt0 Developer Center. So let's save this one, and let's save this one, and let's try refreshing the page to see if the banner shows up. Can you see this? This is a good sign. This is a good sign. This is probably means that I did something right. Oh my god. Check out the FastAPI code sample. And this will take you to the blog post. Oh, the SVG didn't work. Oh, it did work because I guess this is our end. Oh, this is this a white background? So the hair is there. Oh dear. Can I remove this little white ball here? I guess this is an image. Is this an image? There is a way that we can change the logo of SVG on the web, doesn't it? Change JavaScript. You need to select the specific element, change the color, then you can specify the property. Specify the fill property to change the color of the element. Fill property. Which fill property? Fill. Oh, is that? Would that be? Can it be? That's right. I have nothing to lose. I'm having way too much fun with this. Okay, hero banner. Where can I do fill and pass along? So FFF is white. Is it black? Oh, so white is 00. FFF is black, right? I don't remember anymore. Where is the hashtag thing? Let's see. Oh, the fill showed up there. I just wanted to, you know, I guess I cannot do this. I wanted to, but I could not. Okay, that's fine. I tried. Okay, so next, I don't know when, I'll probably change this into a pretty logo that works. Probably, actually, what I should do is grab this banner and do a version of it that is not yellow and white. Hero banner logo. Is this... Could I change this color to like black? Now I'm curious. I didn't do, so fair notice, disclaimer. I didn't do this whole color scheme, right? So wait, FFF black is 000. What? Can I change? Oh jeez. I thought white was 000. No, I don't know anymore. Yeah, no, it's not it. Okay, so let's see if I can change the mandarin orange gradient, pink yellow gradient, pink indigo gradient, pink indigo aqua gradient. So I probably can change the banner to a different color. Let's try this one. Where's my hero banner? Hero banner. Okay, see here, yellow mandarin. Can I do blue aqua gradient and refresh it? Please, that change the banner? Nope. I thought it would, but I guess I'm using that wrong. Wait. What was the name that was there before? Yellow mandarin? Yellow mandarin. So this is not the gradient. Hero banners, yes. Background. Hero banner. Would I? Hero banner. Oh, I was doing something so very wrong. Yellow mandarin, blue aqua. Which one was the one that I wanted to try and change again? To which color? I don't remember anymore. It was blue something, right? Blue aqua, I guess. Yeah, let's do blue aqua. Blue aqua. Oh, I hated it. But yeah, that's how it works. Okay, good. Let me remove this. Okay, and I'm going to try to change that white dot there somewhere. But good. We found a way. Aqua emerald. Let's change to aqua emerald. this? Oh, buzzing. APIRouter. I don't like this blue. Oh, I like this one better. Yeah, I like this one. It reminds me of FastAPI, to be honest. I don't know why. Hero banner image. Color black. So this is the hero banner, display Flask, blah blah blah. Color black. So this is the background, this is the text color. Okay. Logo. Oh, see, white. Can I do black? Woo. I don't know if I did black, if it worked. Maybe there is another color that I need to change. Why doesn't that one work? That's a good question. Because I thought this was what that was. It may mean something else. Because border radius 50%, that's that round circle. Round circle. That circle. All circles are round. No? Maybe it didn't reflect on the HTML. It could be. Banner logo. Oh, see this one. I want to change that one. How do I change that one? Okay, so here, background. No. I want to change this one. Background. Oh dear Lord, why can I not type background? Color, where is color? Color, and I know you cannot read, and I apologize in advance. Var black. Oh my God, camera black. It works! I learned how to do it. I don't particularly like the black though, but you know, it works, it works. We managed it, we managed it. Wait, yay, yay, yay. Why on earth did this not reflect on the thing? Do I need to like reload the app for the CSS to pick up? No, it still didn't pick up. What is going on there? That's so weird. Something I need to learn. Why is this not picking up? Weird. But you know, we got it. Okay, let me go back to that one because I liked when it worked. I liked it better when it worked. And where's my CSS? You could also leave it like the thing without, like, you know. I think this feels weird. Maybe if I don't have the box shadow, it looks better. Yeah, I'm going to leave it like this. I'm going to remove the box shadow for this one. I like this. Okay, so this feels like it looks good, right? Ish. It is the same color as the color of the button, at least. How does that look like? I like it. I'm going to stop here. This feels like a big win. I'm going to stop here. I'm very proud of it. Things are working. That's great. Awesome. Whee! Okay, so recap on what we did. We have 15 minutes over time, and I apologize for that. Recap on what we did. So we refactored the code to have a better organization file structure. We started using the home of the page, started using the features dictionary. So now we can have a list of the features be like here, show up here. So like the Auth0 features, identity providers, multi-factor authentication, attack protection, serverless accessibility, and so on and so forth, which is great. We have a hero banner, which is also great. Great progress, everyone. Congratulations. I'm so proud. Oh, this is so good. Yay. Great way to end the stream today. Few side notes before I let y'all go. First, thank you for being with me until the end of times, hearing me talk nonstop about coding and whatnot. I want to wish everyone a very, very happy end of year. Hope everything that you're going through going to be fine and okay, and things will work out. That you take some time to rest. It's important to rest and avoid burnout. Also, since this is my last scheduled live stream of the year, I see you all back here on the first week of January on a Friday, same time, same place as usual. Hopefully we'll be doing something different by then, other than Flask FastAPI. But if not, it's going to be fun anyways. So I'm going to have a lot of fun. I hope you all have a great end of the year. See you all next year. Bye everyone.